اوكي. بسم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Today is Wednesday Wife Wisdoms. The topic for today is more in line with my workshop that I had, Burqa in the bedroom, right? When it comes to marriage, wisdoms for women and everything, we have to be honest that sex is a very major part of marriage. So we cannot skip those discussions. They have to exist. However, how we carry those conversations, especially when men and women both can hear or see, we have to be very straightforward. We have to be more respectful. We have to be serious about the matter, just the way these matters are discussed in Quran and Sunnah, right? Because they are discussed in our faith. We do not hide topics. We discuss them in a proper manner. And I think this is where nowadays our Muslim youth is struggling, wherein under the name of modesty, parents are not discussing the matters that they should discuss. And then we have children who are trying to learn these subjects from areas where they shouldn't be learning these from. So, yeah, back to the topic here. So, today we are going to talk about sexual arousal. And I want to ask from you all, the ones that are present in the Zoom call, go ahead and tell me, what do you think is your biggest problem when it comes to getting excited or getting aroused for your partner? I won't be able to wait too long because I want to continue the session. So I will wait for 2 minutes. Let's see, what do we get here? Ladies, type, 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 type. And if any of you are Arab, then also tell me what's the word for type. I know what's the word for read. I don't know what's the word for type. Uh, where do you post? Sorry. You just where you have answered, just over there, give me the answer to the question. The reason I've kept the chat section closed is because this keeps the privacy for everybody. So I'm not gonna raise anybody's sister, I don't want anybody to speak because these are recorded calls and they're going to be on YouTube. So you will have to type in the Q&A section. What the Q&A section does as opposed to the chat, in chat everybody can see everybody. In the Q&A, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, nobody can read anybody else's answers. So what that does is everybody has privacy. If you're able to read other people's answers, do let me know so that I'm aware of that and I can make the necessary changes. So one of the sisters said here, I get stuck in my head and thoughts become uncomfortable with being physically vulnerable. Yes, that's one of the key problems a lot of the people face. Anybody else? Why do you think lack of arousal? Why do you think you have lack of arousal? Yes, we niqabis can drink in niqab. Hormonal issues mainly. Okay. Have they been diagnosed by a doctor? Because it's important to know that because whether it's diagnosed by a doctor or how we are perceiving it, those are two different things. You can go ahead and respond, inshallah, but I'll continue the session here. So today's topic is, what was the topic? The topic was the brain, your most important sex organ. Mm, I will study on that and then I can let you know. As of right now, I do not know more about it. Okay. So, but I would recommend you to come to one of the future ones. Inshallah, I'm planning on managing our diets for arousal, inshallah, if Allah permits. So, today's topic is brain as the main sex organ. And I actually want to start off with sharing what Habib Akande says in his book Kunyaza, that when it comes to actually getting in the mood of sex, we have to, I'll read what he says. The word mood means state of mind. So when we say get in the mood of sex, it actually means to have a state of mind. So to get in the mood, you need to concentrate on your most crucial sex organ, the mind. It is possible to think your way to get in the mood. Author of Sex Drive in Pursuit of Female Desire, Dr. Bella Elwood Clinton says, sensuality, particularly for women, is often about our mindset. If there isn't enough space in our mind to entertain erotic sensibilities, then forget about entertaining an actual penis. Learning what exactly makes us feel sensual is the key to everything. So, I want to start today's workshop with the clarity that when it comes to sexual arousal, it all starts in our head. It's okay, sister. So it all starts in our head. Our arousal is mainly heavily influenced by our state of mind, our emotions, our overall state, than anything coming and happening to us. Many times, sisters put this burden on the partner that he is not doing anything. And I have seen situations wherein like sisters just expect to be sorry, but this is how a brother once defined it to me. So, and I kind of am like, I can see it. They show up as a dead body and they want the man to do all the job. But that's a very unhealthy way of showing up in bedroom. It's two people coming together. It's two people who both have desire. They both have need. It's unfortunate that so many sisters want to act like, no, we don't have any desires. Okay, maybe due to certain health concerns somebody has, and that's a different situation. But generally speaking, Allah has given men and women both desires. It's not something that only men need. And there should not be any shyness or shame attached to it when a woman is saying, yes, I have sexual desires. I have more sexual desires or I have less sexual desires. As long as we are honest and clear about, hey, these desires are going to be fulfilled only through halal channels. We are not going to go and do wrong things. But when it comes to the right things, we are honest. So, with that, now I want to continue with my introduction. That is, that whenever we are too stressed, our entire body is in a fight and flight mode. And that leads to us not even wanting sex. Because who wants to have sex when you're in a flight and fight mode? Even if you're not huffing, puffing, yelling, or beating somebody, you can still be in a fight and flight mode. There are stages to it. It's not like, okay, you become a Hulk, only then you have a fight and fight mode. No, there are different levels. You may be in a very beginning level, but if you are stressed out like that, mm, yes, can totally relate to that. Yes, that's something very common, subhanAllah. Like in our communities, women have so much on their minds. Yes, they have a lot on their plates too, but they have taken that plate and put it on their head. So they have so much on their minds that they don't even desire sex like that. And relaxation and positive focus is actually what supports arousal. And then when you tell this to sisters, sisters are like, okay, what am I supposed to do with the to-do list that I got? Right? So for that, today here we will do two things that I want you all to learn today. But before that, I want you guys to note down these core principles, whether you want to write down or you want to Keep them in your head. Your arousal starts with your mind. It does not start with anything else. It starts in your mind. The mindset and arousal have a connection. The stress, the resentment, the mental overload, the self criticism interrupts sexual responsiveness. Like if you're sitting there and you're worried about groceries, hey, you're not about to be like, hey, I would like to have a good time. No, that's not how it works. Or if you have resentment against your partner, you don't feel safe around him. Obviously, you're not gonna feel like, hey, have some good time. That's not how it works. Or like if you have self-criticism and you have a lot of horrible thoughts about your own body, you will not feel comfortable or even crave that because we all know to have sex, people need to remove clothes. So if you are not safe in your own body, you don't think nicely about your own body, you are gonna avoid it as opposed to wish for it, right? And on the other hand, if you feel safety, if you feel safe within yourself and if you feel safe with your partner, if you feel appreciation within you and you feel appreciation from your partner, if you have a level of curiosity, like, I don't know how this time it's gonna be like, right? Or like you have this emotional connection with your partner. But before with your partner, do you have emotional connection with yourself, right? Those things actually lead to the promotion and the increase of arousal, a person wanting to be in that state of mind wherein they want to experience things that they cannot experience anywhere else. And this is something that I think I read long, long ago. I don't know where I read it, that if you think about it, the only halal entertainment as Muslims, if we were to not look at non-mahram men and women, if we were to not listen any kind of music, none of that, if we were to not waste our time, etc., 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 other than archery and those sports, the real halal entertainment and fun and stuff is what partners get to do with each other, whether it be foreplay or it be bonding or it be sex. And guess what? For all of it, we are rewarded. And still, so many of our people have this negative mindset towards sex, the word sex alone. And listen, hear me out. I kind of get, like, I feel some kind of way when women who have kids get offended when the word sex is used. I'm like, guys, we all know we are adults. Can we be adults about it? And I know every time this word is said, a lot of people go in this whole mindset of thinking about horrible things and porn and stuff like that. That's not the context we are in. We are in a halal context talking that two people who are halal for each other who will be rewarded to be with each other. That's the context in which I speak about sexual intimacy. So it's not something to think about in a gross way or bad way, rather to something that's beautiful, that once you overcome and you become good at, you will actually be on the day of judgment getting to see in your reward books how much it benefited you. So I'm just saying. So with that, yeah, I'm passionate on that topic, especially the problem in our community wherein women have so much on their plates and their minds that they are moving away from sexual intimacy while they do crave it deep down because it is their need, and not having it is leading them to have further frustrations. And on the other end, men need it. And for some of them, that's the way they relax themselves because men are created different than women. And not having it is leading men into the whole second wife dynamics or whole haram situations and stuff. And the reality is, it's all fixable, it's all solvable. So, two practical steps. Okay. Number one, choose to relax. It's a choice, it's a skill that you have to learn and you have to be willing to put in the work. So, all of you that are here today, tell me, are you willing to put in the work? I want to hear yes or no, or maybe. Are you a yes or are you a no or are you a maybe? I don't think any of you is a no. Otherwise, why would you be here? So doesn't make any sense. So unless you're one of those, you who wants to uh learn about healthy eating but don't want to eat healthy, if that makes sense. So I only got one answer. Where are the rest of the answers? Are you guys willing to put in the work? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, we got two yeses. Where are the rest of you? We got three yeses. Where are the rest of you? Listen, if you guys sleeping in the workshop, then we all know what you'll be doing in the bedroom too, sleeping. Sorry. Sorry. Listen, I joke a lot. I joke a lot. That's one of the reasons like I sometimes wonder if I should post my videos on YouTube or not. But alhamdulillah. Okay, so inshallah, bismillah. So practical steps. Two. One, choose to relax. It's a skill. I know a lot of sisters say, I don't know how to. But don't stay with that thought and stay in the I don't know, the confusion, the helplessness. Be willing to learn. If it's I don't know, it means I can know, I can learn, right? So, relaxation actually lowers your cortisol, increases your bodily awareness, and opens the mental space needed for desire. That is the reason you relaxing is important. It's not something, a lot of people think it's a luxury. That relaxation is like, yeah, this is the people of the rich people who have quite some time on the plate and who don't have kids can relax themselves. No, no, it's a necessity, especially if you have a marriage wherein you have to show up. And it is important to recognize that when you signed up to be a wife, part of the job description was you will show up in the bedroom. That's just the fact. Ideally, women should have positive thoughts about intimacy themselves that they also want to show up. But if somebody was raised with horrible mindset towards sex, then I'm really sorry for you. And I pray that you learn to change that mindset. But when you signed up to be a wife, you signed up to show up in the bedroom. And the showing up in the bedroom does not have to look like, okay, I have an example. Don't kill me for this one. But like when you tell a child to go and pray and they huff and puff and then go, that's not how you show up for sex. If you're huffing and puffing and showing up in the bedroom with, and that huffing and puffing doesn't necessarily have to be like out loud. That can be like your man can read your energy. So if you are showing up like, "Ah, not again," right? Or like he desires it and he gives you some hints, and instead of you being happy, you're like, again, today? I don't think so. Tomorrow morning I have to wake up. I'm about to do ghusl. And by the way, we have to talk about ghusl someday in details. But anyway, back to the point. So if we have signed up to be wives, then that's part of the job description. That's to show up. And to show up, you need to choose to relax. Now, when it comes to relaxation, there are certain tools you can learn. There are body, mind relaxation tools, and then there are emotional tools. Every person is different. Try different ones and see what works for you. For body and mind relaxation tools, you can use slow breathing. It helps me personally, it really does. Take a few deep breaths, all the way in, hold it for a second, and then all the way out. And then second one, a warm shower. Not the shower in which your children are knocking your door and you're yelling, not that one. A calm one, wherein you had a few seconds to yourself, you arranged your children, and then you went. If that for that you had to give them clean, safe screen time, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but up to you. Um, dim light or scent or any other thing that you know helps your body relax. Do not tell me binge watching, okay? Um, I'm talking about things that actually really truly relax your body, that bring your cortisol levels down. Those are body mind relaxation tools. For emotional tools, it's very important to know what's happening. When we don't know and we don't name it for what it is, we misplace it. For example, If you're stressed about the dishes, be willing to say, I am stressed about the dishes. So that stress does not turn into, why the hell does my husband not clean the dishes? You get my point? So name it for what it is and don't misplace it. I am stressed about the dishes. I'm stressed about kids' homework. That's one thing that does help. So you know where it is and you can identify it for what it is. Number two, yeah, never thought of it that way. Alhamdulillah, I'm a coach for a reason, sis. Happy to have you here. Number two, this is a very crucial thing that I think partners should talk to each other and embrace in their relationships. That's landing time. What is a landing time? A landing time is when we all understand that you came from your stresses, I came from my own stresses, and now we both recognize we want to come close. We want to be sexually intimate. I would like to, but I want to have a little bit of a bonding time wherein maybe we're just sitting and talking about some nice things, or we are having some chit chat, holding hands, or maybe even, hey, drinking a cup of tea, whatever that helps you both bond. It does not have to be an hour long session. It can be 5 to 15 to 20 minutes, whatever it's needed. It can be a hug, it can be a cuddle, whatever helps the couple go from the stresses of the world to slowly coming into the calm and then being there for each other. Number three, the in the emotional tools is boundaries. This is a game changer in relationships. Subhanallah, like for so many sisters, I think we are we have lost the plot when we have frustration with our partner and we let that destroy our day to day. Okay, he may have done something that you didn't like, but that does not mean that tonight's schedule for bedroom night has to be canceled. Let's shelf it. Decide that. Put that boundary in your life and in your relationship. The hey XYZ happened, but we will not talk about it right now. We will talk about it tomorrow. Choose to do that in your life. Choose to say, hey, I'm not about to spoil this time because of this thing. Rather, I am going to focus on my relationship in this moment. So that's practical step number one. That's choose to relax. In choose to relax, we had body mind relaxation tips and then tools, and then we had emotional tools. Did you guys get it? So far, we good? Ladies, we good so far? How do we say right in Arabic? Reading is iqra. What do we say right? How do we say right in Arabic? If anybody knows, let me know, okay? Practical step number two. Choose to empty your mind of chaos and redirect focus. This is very important. This is very, very important. The brain cannot be in the threat mode and arousal mode at the same time. It just cannot. You have to clear out the noise in your head. You have to get rid of the mental chatter, whatever chatter it is a to-do list or whatever it is. You have to label it for what it is. I am thinking, I'm worrying, whatever emotion it is, you have to know it. And then you have to redirect your mind. You have to do meditation or whatever necessary to acknowledge that you can't let this affect what you're trying to build and create in that moment with your partner tonight or today or whatever. Now, everybody is different, but what works with a lot of people is write it down. Write it down. Write it down in a, where do I have? So this is my mind dump. So it's one of the skills that I teach in my coaching, wherein we don't just write, but we also identify and stuff like that. But that's a skill for now. what can actually be really a game changer thing for a lot of sisters is write down whatever it is on your mind on the paper. And no, your husband is not your diary. Do not do that to him. This is one of the things that we sisters do. The man is excited to be with you tonight. You're about to ruin his mood with everything that's going on your head. Hey, I'm not saying your husband should not be your safest space, but he shouldn't be your diary. I'm just saying. So write it down on a paper. What that does is within a week or something, you can actually look back and see your patterns. You can see what actually is your go-to problem. And over time in your life, you can actually resolve it. So, yeah, notice the mental chatter, label it, where whatever emotion it is, it's thinking, it's worrying, I am, whatever you're doing, acknowledge it, give it a name, and then choose to let it go in that moment. You're not necessarily letting it go for good. Rather, you're choosing to not focus on that in that moment because you are trying to focus on something that matters the most in that moment for you. And you can do that through meditation. A lot of the times, learning to just experience the silence helps. Number two, other than clearing out the noise. So now, to clear out the noise, one of the things that's really helpful is that we teach in our coaching is choose helpful thoughts. Shift your thoughts. The idea that you just leave an empty blank doesn't really function. Even with meditation, having Allah's names, redirecting your thoughts towards the names of Allah that will help you feel what you want to feel in that moment is what's fruitful. The blank, the brain constantly tries to think something. So giving it something good to think gives it opportunity to move away from the bad because the mind cannot think of two things at the same time. So when you give it something good to think, you're automatically moving it away from the bad one. Redirecting is so difficult when you are stuck in overdrive. Define overdrive, sister, for me. So shift to helpful thoughts. I'll continue till the sister responds to that. These are the three areas I want you all to have positive thoughts about. Positive thoughts about your own self, positive thoughts about your partner, positive thoughts about intimacy. Okay? What does positive thoughts about yourself can look like? It can look like, I'm a beautiful woman. I am I am soft, I'm gentle. Each part of me is amazing. And this is something that we covered in, I think it was our first Wednesday Wife Wisdoms, in which we spoke about he sees you through your eyes. And a man is not looking for a perfect woman. Perfection is not beautiful. Each flaw that you think is a flaw in you, look at it as a feature that Allah has given you that is unique to you and recognize that that makes you you, uniquely you. Once somebody told me that even an acne scar on your face was created by Allah. So how dare anybody dislike it, let alone hate it, and even if that be you. So choose to have good thoughts about yourself. Let me come back to what sister's saying. Thinking about doom and gloom again and again, obsessive thoughts, nothing's going to get better. Nothing's going to get better is a state in which, subhanallah, a lot of our Muslim marriages are, whether people want to accept it or not, because everybody wants to showcase the American dream life, right? But that thought leads to despair, leads to hopelessness, and that's exactly what Shaitan wants. Nothing is going to get better if you don't put in the work. Everything is going to get better if you put in the work. Now, what that better is going to look like, Don't try to be the judge of that. Let Allah decide that for you. And I'll end that with that one. So, yeah, shift to helpful thoughts, positive belief about yourself, positive belief about your husband, your partner. Now, I get it. In marriage, we have one conflict or the other. Conflict management is a skill that we must learn when we are in different relationships, especially in marriage, because hey, we have to build an empire together. How's that going to happen if we are constantly in conflict? Um, but we have to learn that whatever conflict we have should not allow us to have horrible thoughts about our partner, regardless, especially not when it comes to the bedroom. He is an amazing partner. He loves me. He takes care of me. He's empathetic. With him, I feel care. He's gentle with me. Whatever. Everybody has a different partner, right? So whatever good thought you have about your partner, hold on to it, drill it in your head, and then go to the bedroom. This is one of the sad things that a lot of the sisters do to themselves, not to their husband, they do it to themselves. That a conflict happen, and then if a partner tries to approach them, they they really put the man down. Or even if they say yes, now mind you, I really on this one I'm on brother's side. Not really on brother's side, but on any human's side. That when somebody approaches someone for sexual needs, they are in a very vulnerable state. As Muslims, when a partner recognizes that I don't want to do haram, I also don't want to sit there and watch porn and do masturbation because, hey, that's haram too. It's not only zina, those things are haram too, right? So I don't even want to do that. I want to satisfy myself in the prophetic manner. I want to be with my wife. And when he comes or a woman comes and the partner denies, or the partner says yes in a way that communicates that they are doing it just because they have to. And a lot of the sisters feel pressured by the hadith that if you don't do it, then the angels will be cursing you the night. And I get it, but my take on those things is if you don't want to sleep with a guy, why are you with him? I know this is something that people don't want to talk about. People want to just say, hey, don't talk about divorce. I'm not encouraging anybody to go get divorced, but I'm just saying, like, listen, that's part of the job description. So, yeah, anyway, back to the topic. Shift to helpful thoughts. Thoughts about yourself, thoughts about your partner, and thoughts about intimacy itself. Everybody has a different bedroom life. Some have more gentle, but they might like a little bit aggressive. Some have more aggressive and they might like a little bit gentle. A lot of people, couples in our Muslim community, don't even have open conversations about it, which is interesting considering, hey guys, you going in there together. But anyway, so I'm sorry, I'm a little bit blunt on this one. Maybe I should have a workshop just for sisters that would not be uh, put on YouTube one day. But anyway, so have good thoughts about sex. It's a beautiful act that Allah has allowed you to have and be rewarded for if you do it with the right intentions. The sexual pleasure is not just for the man, it's for the woman too. I want to share one book with you guys. I have recently finished reading this book, okay? And it's really it's beautiful. There are quite some interesting points about how mindset was shifted, how we were taught, like, that sexual pleasure is all about male, da da da, which is not true. Which is not true. So have positive thoughts about sex because Allah gave you those desires because you need them too. And there is no shame in it as long as we recognize they have to be fulfilled in a halal way. So this, when we are seeing that whatever conflict, whatever situation is going in the relationship, but choose to do all these steps, the relaxation is tools, choose to clear out the chaos from your mind, choose to have helpful thoughts, right? This is not denying the issues in the relationship. It's just choosing a mindset that supports closeness in the moment. Because guess what? You both cannot go out in the worlds. Your world may look like inside the house, and his world looks like outside the house. But you both are fighting for the relationship. You both are building the relationship. Maybe not in the same way. Not maybe, for sure, not in the same way. But you both are building the relationship. You both cannot build a relationship if you drain yourself out of the glue. Sex is a glue that keeps the partners attached. So don't let anything, any conflict come to the point wherein you guys are not together with each other for a week. How frequently partners want to be together, it depends from couple to couple. And again, open conversations. I watched a YouTube and a Muslim brother was saying people should schedule, and I'm like, guys, why are we scheduling intimacy? Like we should be able to have it frequently. Yeah, scheduling should be worst case option. Like if you guys are like on two different planets, go ahead and schedule it. But spontaneously being willing to respond when he kissed, you were prepared to turn off the stuff and you went because you were like, yes, I was waiting for this moment. So be willing to enjoy it because there is nothing like it. This is one of the pleasures of this dunya that is beautiful when done properly in the halal way. So, all of this to say, have a mindset routine, arousal mindset loop. First, relax the body. Number two, quiet the mind. Number three, shift the thoughts and then feel more connection and repeat as needed. And you have a lot of children and very little privacy. What do you do? What about when you have a lot of children and very little privacy? How many children do you have? I'll repeat the points in a second, guys. Sister, six, and a father-in-law. Well, I would say, how did the sixth child come? Whatever you were doing then, figure it out. That's all I would say. That's all I would say. Listen, when people are committed to having it, they can have it in the garage in their car. When people are committed to having it, they can have it in the bathroom. Now, I will have to be quiet on that one because this video is going to go on YouTube. So, when you want it, you get it. When you want it, you get it. I'm just saying, listen, when you will crave it, you will make a way for it. That's just a fact. That's how we Muslims, humans, we all function. So, arousal mindset loop. Relax the body, which helps you lower your stresses. Quiet the mind, which reduces the distractions in your head. Shift the thoughts. Choose the thoughts that actually give you more desire. Four, feel more connection. Use different techniques in your relationship to actually feel more connected with your partner because that will help you have more arousal and that will build a cycle for you. And repeat this entire cycle of four things as needed. Now, we will just wrap up with quick teaching points, inshallah. Arousal begins in the brain, not genitals. And yes, please remember this part. Arousal begins in the brain, not genitals. Number two, relaxation is an intentional shift, not passive. The idea that somehow it should just happen. One day I will wake up amazing. No, it doesn't happen. You have to make it happen for yourself. Number three, directing your thoughts can transform your sexual experience, which is so true. Which is so true. When you think nice about your guy, you want to do things with him. But when you think, why the hell am I stuck with him? Obviously, you don't want to do anything with him. Number four, these skills can be learned, practiced, and improved on solo level or with your partner. I always encourage sisters to do this mind work by themselves first. The reason for that is uh, practically, I'm tired of hearing he doesn't do anything. So I don't even want to talk about him. I want you to do you. You do you, and then tell me how that went. That's why when we have a consistent client and they have been working with me for some time, then you can see the change over the time because the sister followed through what I told her. And then the man reflects. The man over time reflects. Um, And with that, Alhamdulillah, I am done. Inshallah, I will read what the comments and questions are, and then we will go from there. This mindfulness are such a revelation. We are stuck in unhealthy, destructive mind loops. Yes, true. Yes, true. And see, it's important to. This is where a murabbi, a coach comes. This is where a murabbi and a coach comes, who can actually help you find out what your problem thoughts are. Subhanallah, sometimes clients come and they think their problem is their child, but it's not their child. And I don't correct them in that moment because I know they're not willing to accept what I know is the fact. But in reality, their problem is self-hate, maybe, or maybe they hate the parent. That's why they are hating on the child. So that's where Murabbi comes. That's where your coach comes into place. They can actually find out what your deep-rooted problem is. And then it goes from there. The healing starts there. That's why, Alhamdulillah, I think the sisters who invest in their mindset are one of the wisest ones because the degrees, the purses, the expensive clothing, all of that is temporary. But good mindset, it serves you personally in this dunya and unlocks things for you in the akhirah. And it helps you in all of your relationships because as human beings we need relationships. This idea that I can be solo doesn't work. Sisters who are hurting from their partners, they are not hurting because they want to get rid of them. They're hurting because they want them. They truly want them. I had a sister who once we had a session wherein she was discussing about how she wants to actually get out of that relationship and how she was planning that once her children are old enough, she will be out of that relationship. And when I told her that, hey, think that Al-Fattah, who is the opener, Allah, is going to do everything you dream, then what is that dream going to look like for you? How is your life going to look like in 5 years? And one of the biggest thing that she emphasized on was that she will have a very amazing relationship with this man. 2 minutes before that, she was telling me she wants to get rid of that relationship, right? And then when we spoke more, when I showed her that, she communicated that, yeah, a lot of her hurt is because she believes it's not possible. And I told her it's possible. It takes work, but it's possible. Build, the idea that things should just happen, it doesn't happen that way. You will have the fruits from the tree and the plant to which you gave your time, energy, water, all the effort. We cannot just demand fruits just because we showed up in a marriage. Yeah, I have the rights over XYZ. No, you don't. No, you don't. Ya Allah gave you rights, and the other person, as long as they're fulfilling, they're good to go. But if their experience of the marriage is horrible with you, how do you think they're gonna show up for you? Horribly, horribly. So the goal has to be to shift your own mindset instead of constantly blaming the man. And just another thing that I don't necessarily want to say that men shouldn't put in the work. Men are the qawam. Men have to do the necessary work to be able to be great leaders that our ummah needs. But at the same time, as women, we have to understand that if a man is protecting and providing, he is doing everything in his capacity by going out and fighting with the world, then we shouldn't shy away from putting in the work. The mindset work, the transformation work is something that will unlock for a woman that nothing else can. Talking to your sister, talking to your friends, and just venting, yeah, you can go ahead and vent for the rest of your life. But they're not going to help you. They're not going to be able to change things for you. They might be able to remind you of Allah here and there. That also, if they are in a good state themselves. But if they are in a horrible state, you doomed. So may Allah protect all of us. I think we have gone over time today. Subhanallah al-Azim. Jazakumullahu khairan kathiran, everybody, for showing up. I do want to encourage you all to look into my 1 year transformation program I'm offering from January, inshallah. It's going to be from January till December. It's a 1 year program. I do offer 3 month and 6 month coaching as well for sisters, but I am really trying to encourage people to sign up for the 1 year transformation program because piece by piece, you grow. And when you will grow, your each relationship will really thrive. So that 1 year transformation program, I highly encourage you all to take, inshallah. With that, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa yaki, sister. I hope you all benefit, learn, and actually transform your bedroom life, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.